And hello to all my Leo friends. I'd like to welcome you in. My name is Scott Sagent, and today I'll be doing your free psychic tarot reading for November 2021. Now, today they have dialed up for you a storyline spread. It casts a very wide net. It's a big spread scattershot across all the different Leos. And what it does is it pulls us 3, 4, 5, sometimes 6 different stories about the different Leos, and it allows us to be extremely accurate. It's really all about finding the story that's right for you. I have had people say that multiple stories do resonate sometimes, but that's more rare, I think. It's really all about finding the one. So we're going to get into that. We're going to conclude the reading. They've asked me to do an extra spread for you called Telling Time. Very interesting spread that gives us a window of opportunity, a specific month and week within the year, something they want you to pay very close attention to. So we'll get into that at the very end, but right now we're going to get right into your reading. The cards are already shuffled. I do that ahead of time to save time. What I'm going to do now is bring you in so you can watch. Go ahead and hit the like button and build up the energy in here for the Leos. There we go. So this is these are my ritual cuts. Cuts the deck into 3 different pieces, puts it back together in a separate order. That way it satisfies the ritual aspect of tarot. And it's the same procedure for personal readings. And then the cards are ready to go. So we're doing storyline spread first. Storyline for Leo. Here we go. This is the core group. Start with 5 cards and see where they take us from there. Still got more. Am I off screen yet? I will be here. Let's come back down under. We're still going. I'm looking for something facing left. That's close. I don't know if that quite counts. That one does for sure. Okay, so there we go. There's our core group. I'm going to kind of pull it apart and separate it, but this is the main thing that I wanted to show you guys because these are the main cards for your month. So now let's see how it breaks up. This is all going to be one story here. As will this, and these 2 together. So we have 4 different stories. Actually, this is going to be 5. This is going to be separate. Did I get that right? Nope, switch that over. Yep, it's still 5 stories. It's basically just I had to shift a card. All right, so there's everything with the core group of 5 different stories. You can see which one the big one is. Now just getting more cards to clarify certain things. Get some more information. Certain cards I pull extra cards for. Other ones I do not. Other ones are kind of just pip cards, kind of easy to read the way they are, don't really need a lot of clarity. And down there, even though that's the big story, it's just a lot of information. It's not really requiring a lot of cards down there. Interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen a story like that with 4 pips. All right, so that's all set. Now we just need an oracle card for each story, and we'll get underway. I'll move this all into the view. I know I'm kind of off camera here. I like to share with you guys what I'm doing and what I'm looking at, what I'm working with. All right, so let's make sure this one's in first. There's our bottom. You can see this one over here. You can see this one, and then up at the top we have right there. Stick that there. Okay, now it's all in view. That's as good as we're going to get. Let's get to work, Leo. Let's do it. Lots to talk about, lots to do. All right, I need to make myself some room. I'm actually going to do the pip one, kind of that interesting one first, because that's it's really intriguing me quite a bit. I want to see what that's all about. I've never seen that happen before. All pips. All right, so this is going to be storyline number 1. The first thing that they want to talk about, this is for my Leos that are going through a really hard time, especially mentally, kind of heartbreak level. It's deeper than heartbreak. It's more mental than it is emotional. That's how they're portraying it. Getting over something. A lot of you are trying to get over something. You're still feeling the pain from it, though. It's still stinging. It's still getting you there. They kind of portray it as a mental sickness. It doesn't mean that you're like psychotic or crazy or anything like that. Of course, there may be some of you that are, but really it's all about kind of getting over this mental fog that is in your head with a situation or what you're going through, what you're experiencing. So we talk about getting over a certain level of heartbreak here next, and it is the minor kind, or at least it shows that you are at the phase now where it is much reduced. It is not as big of a pull as it used to be. It used to obviously be a big deal for you. So now you're getting over it. You're improving. Over here we have a blockage in regards to a local move of some form. This can also be business related. So it's an interesting thing that they're bringing up business with kind of getting over something. I mean, maybe this is work related, but they talk about home too. So we have the home and we have work that they're discussing and referring to. Home over here with the Ten of Pentacles is a lot about the environment. And this could even be the work environment. I guess I should go back to the work thing. It's a little bit confining, it's a little bit restrictive. They're saying that it's getting better and there's more mobility here. They're saying you're extremely sensitive, and that probably explains the emotional attachment, or at least the mental kind of the pain in regards to the heartbreak that they're referring to. This is probably, as I'm reading this, guys, I'm telling you, Leo, this is probably going to be a very specific story. This is not going to be for most of you, but I have to go through the steps for the ones that are. So they're talking about, your emotions being really high right now. Honor yourself, honor your feelings here in story number 1. Make sure the environment around you is very good. The people you surround yourself with, very important there. And the work thing, it's affecting your work. Don't let it do that if it is. That's what they show. They show the kind of like the work card is upside down. It's basically being, the energy is being diverted to other places, so don't let your work go to hell because, for example, your love corner could be in shambles or a little bit of a mess or upheaval, something like that. They really want you to pay attention to the environment. The environment is very, very important there. So that's what we have in story 1. Like I said, a very rare story indeed. Yeah, and you can just kind of hear it as I talk about it. It's just so much specificity, whatever that word is in there, that it's, now I'm making up words. But it's so specific that it's, of course, not going to apply to, most of the Leos. But like I said, have to do it all. And that's how I honor the art of what I'm doing here. Okay, so story number 2. This is a brand new work beginning, a brand new work opportunity, entrepreneurship, business, learning something new, something like that comes up here. They talk about the newness exists in November very, very strongly. It's a good time to do anything new in your work corner, but they're saying there's an inaction involved there. So I don't know if they want you to just kind of do the initial steps of it and then just kind of hold. Because what we have next, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself a little bit, so let me just tell you, I have the Ace of Swords. So here is a brand new idea. This is a light bulb effect. This is divine inspiration that's coming to you, and it's coming in November. So I don't think they want you to rush this new business or whatever you're trying to do in your work corner. They don't want you to rush it through until this idea pops and sticks, whatever it is for you that's gonna kick in. And this is a light bulb effect. So this is something that wasn't there before. It's just like something that pops in your head just randomly out of the blue, seemingly out of the blue. And basically what they're doing is they're getting things in order for you right now. They want you to see how things are getting in order and kind of how the steps progress so that you can not get too far ahead of yourself, so you can see that order to it and you can kind of navigate it much better. So we really need that idea to come in for the business to really take off. Until that idea and that inspiration kicks, the advice is to just kind of don't take a lot of action with it right now. Don't make a lot of big moves. Kind of make the moves mental, if anything. Just kind of brainstorm of what you're going to do. Go over it in your head. Those mental exercise basically is what we're talking about there in story number 2. That's going to resonate with a lot more Leos than the first story. Not that that's hard to do. Story 1 was so specific. Let's go up here for story 3. Story 3, they talk about some of you are your love corner is affecting your family, your children. For some of you, anything that you're going through in your love corner, which can be whether it's good or bad, whether it's something rough like a divorce or something that's even good but just new, like bring in somebody new into the family, in your love corner, stuff like that, or moving somebody in, all this kind of stuff. It's hard for the kids sometimes. So that's what they talk about here. Whatever steps you're taking in love, it's coming in blocked right now. It makes me feel like this is a kind of a more like negative thing, like the example I gave for divorce or separation or something like that, or maybe just fights, disagreements. Keep in mind the kids. The kids are a big part of this. They're sensitive too. Long story short, they're also sensitive. So we have a message coming in later. For those of you that are resonating with this story, that you're going through some kind of fight or disagreement or quarrel in your love corner, which can also be family members. If you're not in a relationship, like a loving relationship, this can also be your family or close friends that this love is just like poured out. It's basically what it is. So it's an upheaval. It's a blockage in new love. Something coming in like that. Now the message comes in late November. So I don't know if this situation happens in late November. If that's the case, you're probably not going to know what I'm talking about right now. Just realistically, if it happens in late November, I mean, the chances are most people watch my videos at the beginning of the month, not the end. So just keep that in mind for later in the month, that things may get rough in a love situation. And if they do, here's the advice. They really want you to own this. We have the Emperor card. It's the God card in tarot. It's the divine, like 777 masculine energy too. They want you to be the boss here. They want you to be the boss of the situation. They want you to control it, control yourself as well, and stop letting other people make decisions for you and control your life. Is essentially what it is. They want you to start kind of taking it back. So take accountability, if nothing else, for you, yourself, your family, and importantly, the kids. Kids, very important right there in story 3. Now, before I get into story 4 and 5, I do want to tell you about the moon cycles. I always give you guys the forecast for the moon cycles every single month, just to let you know what's coming and so you can take advantage of it. We have the new moon coming in on November the 4th. It's a perfect time to bring anything new into your life that you're trying to manifest and bring in. It doesn't have to be on the 4th, just any time toward the very beginning of November. Now, we have the full moon coming in a little earlier than usual here. This comes in on the 19th this month. I used to say new moon beginning of the month, full moon the end of the month if you followed my previous month-to-month readings, but it's starting to shift now. So the full moon is coming in on the 19th, like about that 3rd week. So anything you're trying to get out, I call that the garbage truck of the universe. Anything you're trying to get out of your life, that's a good time to do it. It doesn't have to be on the 19th, just any time right around there. Now, don't wait till the very end of the month. That's what I used to say to do. If you wait till the end of the month of November, you're going to get back into that new moon energy again, and it's not going to stick as well. So we want that to stick, and by following kind of the lunar flows, the ebbs and flows of the energy that's already out there, it just makes things go much smoother, especially if you have a hard time like letting go of something or bringing something in. If you have a hard time with any of it, following the moon cycles really helps make it stick. So very important stuff there. So let's get into story number 4. I'm going to go here. Story number 4, we're talking about patience. Some of you are waiting for money. Some of you are waiting for a big payday here of some form, whether it's something to do with work or whether it's an inheritance, something like that. They're showing that you've been very patient about this and you're perhaps going to continue to need to be. This doesn't give me a definite time of when this comes in. It's probable in November. November is a very good monetary month here in story number 4. But at the same time, they need you to keep being patient until it kicks. So I think this is coming for different Leos in different times, perhaps even at intervals. They say that this is going to happen quick. This is almost just like gone. It's here 1 minute. It wasn't here before, and now it's here. Just surprise, poof. It's just like boom. We have the Tower card. So that's what they're showing there. They're showing that this just like pops in out of nowhere. So you might not even be expecting this, really. You might just have a chunk of money coming to you that you did not expect whatsoever. Over here we have the Two of Swords inverted. So some of you don't know what to do with this, or don't know what you're going to do with this money yet, or you're deciding between a couple things, and it's kind of and this of course is if you are expecting money and you know it's coming. They're showing kind of a hesitation with the mental aspect of what you're going to do next. So that's coming in blocked. Spirit basically does not want you to worry about that. Not the time for that. They want you to prioritize other things. And we end with the oracle card, clairaudience. So they're basically saying that listen to your inner ear. They're giving you messages in your mind to help you through this, to help navigate things, and also listen to other people too. Other people might slip you clues. God works in mysterious ways. Sometimes somebody might say something, and you hear it, and it has nothing to do with your situation, but it connects dots for you. Or even sometimes I hear songs on radio stations or in restaurants that you pay attention to the words, pay attention to what you hear. There's different ways that they can sneak messages through to you. So that's very important there. Story number 4. Now, before we get into the big story number 5, I do want to tell you about the newsletter and the big giveaway. I give away stuff on Facebook every single month. So first of all, make sure you're following the Facebook page. I mean, that's for sure. But on the newsletter program, if you sign up for the newsletter, it's free. You do that at the very bottom of my website, scottsagent.com. And next month, I'm giving away, like, everybody gets one. And I can't tell you what it is yet, but it's one of my biggest giveaways ever. So make sure you sign up for that. It's only available to my newsletter people. And I only send one email a month. It's just for updates and promotion codes, save you money on some readings, all good stuff. So definitely take advantage of that. Also, a good time to tell you, before we get into story number 5, this one looks... This one does look a little bit vague, so it could very well touch a whole bunch of Leos. So I do have to remind you, this is a general reading. We have a lot of Leo bubble energy here, a lot of viewerships in Leo. Leo is one of the greatest signs that I have. You guys do a fantastic job of liking the videos and watching the videos. The views are great. But at the same time, it's a general reading, so the messages do come a little muddled. The energy gets buffed up with everybody in here. So if you're looking for messages that are personal and private, specific only to you, I do offer private readings on my website, scottsagent.com. So let's get into story 5. Story 5, we have, it's all about fate. This is less about your choices. This is about things that have momentum, things that are coming to you. Specifically, we want to talk about kind of, it's a little bit of everything. I'm just going to touch on all of it because a lot of these cards here have a lot of different definitions, and I don't want to guess the wrong one and have you miss the message. So here's what we're talking about. They want you to prioritize money first of all, or health, whatever is kind of whatever you're in need of right now. If your health needs attention or your financial corner needs attention, that's what they want you to do. For a lot of you, this is going to be more financial, but I have to give it to you both ways. So they're talking about the hoarder card being inverted. So in this case, they're saying it's okay to be a hoarder right now. So it's okay to hang on to it and to not spend and to, hang on to it. Keep it in-house. If we're talking about health, they want you to keep it in-house. Keep it to yourself. So don't go outside externally looking for solutions to your health problem. Like, keep it in right now. Keep things simple. Keep them organic. Stuff like that for health. And then the money message is very simple. It's basically saying be a hoarder. So self-explanatory there. Hang on to it. It's not a time to spend. So this has momentum. This is less about your choices. This is stuff that's coming to you, good things coming to you. We have, especially in regards to your work corner. Your work corner is coming in with a very, very promising message here in the very beginning of November. Through mid-month, somewhere toward the first couple weeks of November, we have a very good work message coming in here. It's a correspondence of some kind, so it's going to be different for everybody, but I view it as very positive here. Over here, it's the message is getting away from boredom. So I don't know, this message is intriguing to you, or you find it interesting, or they want you to get interested in something about work. And for some of you, this could be taking up extra work, taking extra gigs, or finding, different kinds of work, different ways to make income. All that kind of stuff comes up here. They want you to get interested about it. And there is a lot of movement here that it may feel like your choices, but they're telling me to tell you that this is the wheels of fate going on here. A lot of this with the star is kind of like wish fulfillment stuff. So it's almost like beyond your capability to choose. And it's a very good thing. I mean, you still want to choose. You still want to make the choices to get up out of bed and to do what you have to do. But at the same time, the levers behind the scene are being pulled for you in this corner here. So they want you to prioritize this story here in story 5, really focus on getting everything organized Keep yourself motivated. You know, this is going to go somewhere good. If you're saving up this money, it's going to be used for a purpose later, just not now. If they want you to keep your health in, there's a reason for that. I'm not sure what that is. You know, like I said, a lot of Leos here. So that's what we have for story number 5. Very interesting stuff. Now, as we get into your telling time, I'm going to run them as is. If I have dates, I'll cut away because that does take me some time to calculate. I won't bore you to death with that. But what we're doing here is we are looking for dates that pop up as prominent. First round we didn't have any. Second round we're going to see what they got. All right, so I need to reshuffle because obviously the date they're trying to give me is in these cards. So I'm going to cut out to save that time for you, and I will be right back. Okay, Leo, so we're back. The cards are shuffled again. I'm doing the ritual cuts because I always do. And here we go with the telling time. Round 1. There's 1. And round 2. Okay, we have 2 dates at least. No wonder they wanted me to reshuffle here. All right, we have 2 dates. Let's tack on time here. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. I'm going to calculate these dates, and I will be right back one more time. All right, Leo, so we're back with the dates from telling time, the verdict. The first date that they're going to give me, I guess I'll start with the most recent one. We'll go over here. The first date they gave me is December 17th, so this is coming up very quick. And we don't want to pay attention directly to the 17th. We're going to put the bracket around the whole week. So right in the middle of the month there, December 13th through the 20th, right there. That's our window of opportunity here. This has to do with you're going to get very, very valuable information here. They want you to not miss this. That's why we're telling you these dates. You're going to get extremely valuable information that you did not have before. I'm not sure what that's about specifically. Some of you may have an idea what this could be. It's basically information that is being given to you from, you know, the higher places. Access to everything. The window is wide open. The door is unlocked right in December. So basically, long story short, is that it's not right now. I guess, you know, I pay attention to what they don't say just as much as what they do say. So by saying that there's a lot of information flowing and you have it all by middle December, that means right now is not the time for it. It means you don't have it right now. So keep that in mind for a time frame. They wanted to tell you that for a specific reason. And hopefully you know what that is. If not, you're going to find out in December. Now let's move on to your other date because this is much further away. We have June 10th is what they told us for the date for the other one. Now, again, we got to bracket that. We don't want to pay too much attention to the 10th. So let's just say the 6th through the 13th of June. That's what they want to focus on here. This is more work related. This is a time when they really want you to hold your ground and stick with it. So for a lot of you, you may be wanting to move your jobs in June, or perhaps do something different, or you might get offers in June, stuff like that. So I guess what they're saying is, well, I'm going to read it the other way, kind of really stand your ground now. They're giving us the date for a reason. They're not giving us a date to say, you know, stick around then. They're talking about right between now and then. So there's something relevant coming in. Now, of course, if you are moving your job or something like that soon, it's probably not a message for you, just realistically. This is for everybody else. This is for, you know, the people that are like, well, when is the next phase of my work going to, you know, bump up to the next level? They're telling you June. So basically you have what? 7-8 months from now. So at least that gives you kind of a time frame so that you can plan accordingly, that is the right time to do something different in your work corner, which can expand out too. It's not just work, but it's, you know, enterprise, business, area of study, collegiate courses, learning anything new, and also retirement. So big window of opportunity for retirement and college and all that different stuff, business, work, entrepreneurship, all that comes up very, very good in June. So between now and then, plan for it. That's what tarot is fantastic for planning. So that's going to wrap up telling time. That's going to wrap up everything. I know we've been through a whole lot here. So I do want to thank you for joining me. I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Please remember to like and subscribe so you see the future videos, and I'll see you all soon.